I'm doing amazing, man. Great to be on the show.
Well, it's great to see you, man. You look like $1 million, and I'm going to turn this down so we can talk. So you look like $1 million, and you weighed 241 at the end of last year. At least that's what they said. What do you weigh now?
Probably around 240, 241.
Oh, you weigh the same. Is that what you say? You want to play it the same?
I'm hearing you twice.
Oh, you still? How about now?
Oh, there we go.
Okay, we fixed it?
Perfect.
Okay, good. I didn't mean to screw you up that way. So, do you want to play it the same weight?
Yeah, I think it's a really good weight to be at. Obviously, I've just put on more muscle, lost a little bit of fat, but I think as the season goes on, you want to go in a little heavier. I'll probably slim down to 235 and be able to fly.
So, everybody thinks that Mike linebacker, everybody has this envision, and I'm going, well, Danny's really at a pretty good weight. I've always thought you were. You look like a Mike, like inside backer.
Yeah, I mean, at this level of college football, you can't get much heavier. You got to be able to run, man. The offense is getting faster, so you got to be able to go sideline to sideline.
Speed is more of the game today. I mean, sure, Dick Butkus would still be good today, right? I mean, he would still be a good player today, but he would try to get trimmed down a little bit.
Probably slim down and keep up with the receivers now.
Right. Of course, any receiver that would want to come over the middle with Dick, right?
That's a good point. They aren't walking.
Well, they may not want to with you either back there, so I don't know. You're pretty good back there, covering passes, I think. I mean, you're always just an inch from getting that ball.
Yeah, right there. That's been a focal point, this summer, improving zone coverage and man coverage as well. And that's kind of just comes with understanding the defense, understanding route concepts, and that's just been something that Coach Venables has been kind of putting on us to get better at.
Third year in the system, you should be better at it, right?
100%.
Do you feel like it's coming along? Do you feel like it's getting there?
Absolutely. I mean, I think, when you kind of have the right mindset every single day, you're trying to get better and better, and you see that improvement looking back, to where I am today. I've improved tremendously, but I still know I have a long ways to go from where I want to be. I'm nowhere close to my prime. I think every single day you've got to have that right mindset to get there.
How about the defense as a whole, growing into this defense in year 3?
We've come a long ways. And you look back to 2 years ago when that 6-17, you look at, we had some flashes of good moments. You just saw a little bit of inconsistency. And then you look last year, and we put together a pretty solid resume. We know we still have lots of areas we need to improve upon, especially going to the SEC. We have to get better up front. Every game's one of the trenches. We have to be able to stop the run. And look at Arizona. We stopped the run very well. I think we just need to finish games out. Fourth quarter is where it's won. You look at the SEC games, all of them go down pretty much one score to a field goal right there. So we got to be able to finish in the fourth quarter.
I've always loved Brent as a DC. I covered him when he was here before, because he's multiple. He likes to do a lot on defense. So you're right in the middle of it. Is it so much that you're overwhelmed, or is it fun to be a part of it because there's always stuff to do?
I think right now, my point of my career, it's fun, man. It's a blast. Looking back 2 years ago, when you barely got his defense, and now we're trying to install a brand new system because it looked really good against the team that they played. It's very challenging and it's very difficult. I think when you look at the experience that we have, it makes being multiple very easy, very fluid. Everything we ran, everything that goes in, you can't surprise us. We know our rules, we know our job, we know, you can install an entire new defense, but we can go back to what we know before. I mean, cover 3 is always going to be cover 3, cover 4 is always going to be cover 4. You're just sending a guy and dropping another. Eventually, that's just how it is in the game of football.
Tell us why this defense should be the best defense since Brent's been here.
Because it's me, Billy, and Ethan, and Woody's last year, and it's all we got, and we've been riding together since the start, and it's just so much experience that's come together. It's really just, it's like our first, true senior class. Those dudes have been here through the thick and thin, and we're just excited, man, to lead this team.
So when you and Billy were talking about coming back, I don't know how much you guys actually got together. It seemed like you were somewhere and he was somewhere. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but how much did that come into it? Were you talking to Ethan too? Were you talking to Woody?
I was pretty much talking a lot to Billy. Right after that TCU game, we were in communication. What are we going to do? We kind of came in together. We've had a great bond, great friendship, but we wanted to make the decision together. I was at a different spot than where he was. He was actually the one who told me he was coming back first, and that definitely played a part into it, man, because I respect Billy. He's a tremendous ball player. I think he's the best player on our defense, man.
Is he going to be a coach someday?
Oh, 100%. I don't think I can be a coach. Billy Bowman will definitely be a coach.
Well, I didn't. I think you're going to be a businessman, or you're going to be in broadcasting, or something like that. That's what I think.
I think so. I wanted to work in cars, but it turns out I'm really good. I'm really good at talking to people.
Well, you got to drive Bosworth's car, so you're a Corvette. So
yeah,
I think that's I can see you doing that.
Absolutely. But back to that part with Billy, man, he's just such a great leader for this team, man. He's such a big part, and I don't think he gets enough credit for how much he does for this team. And when he said he was coming back, it's like, all right, we're doing this thing. And that's really helped make my decision. And all just came together. I think the stars really aligned.
Brent praised you and Billy for coming back because he said both of your grades were pretty good to go to the National Football League. Mm-hmm. Now, you've never really talked about your grade, but if that's the case, the fact you came back means you're betting on yourself, but you feel pretty good about that.
Absolutely. I had no doubt in my mind I could compete at that level. That's not really what went into it. I think at the end of the day, when you look back at my career at the University of Oklahoma, I think with how I wanted to finish it out, I wanted to be, play all 4 years here. I wanted to have that senior night, walk out of that tunnel one last time. I don't think that TCU game was I didn't want that to be like my final send-off in Norman. When you look at the legacy of all the linebackers performing that have taught me so much, and I want to be a part of that. I walk every single day through those halls. I feel with All-Americans. I see Petty landing on the wall, man. I see those trophies. And you get a lot of envy and jealousy when you look at that, man. You want to be one of those guys that are members of the program, man. Those names are always on those walls. It's a lot of history on those jerseys, and I want to be a part of that. That's something that the university has given me so much, and the NFL is not going to go anywhere. It's not going to disappear in 1 year. And to have my senior year come back and really finish it the right way just means a lot more than it does in the money in the NFL.
I know we only have another minute or two. Brent also talked today about how far you've come as a linebacker. He said that when you first got here, you couldn't draw it on the board. He said you can draw it on the board.
I definitely can draw it on the board now. He's taught me so much, man. It's gotten to the point where he doesn't even need to be in that meeting room. And me and Billy, talking about it earlier before, we know what it looks like. We know how to run a meeting. We know how to run the walkthroughs. We know what it doesn't look like whenever a young guy's slacking off. And we got to thank Coach B to that. He's taught us what the standard is, and we just have to uphold it.
Has it been a great summer?
It's been a phenomenal summer. I think everyone exceeded expectations. Right before we left for break, Ethan called a meeting together. Got all the old guys and the guys we see as leaders, and he said, "Look, we're sick of this SEC talk. We're sick of Schmitty, giving us always bringing it up. I don't want to bring it up, then he brings it up." And we said, we're going to make this the best summer he's ever had. And I think we've done a phenomenal job doing that. I think they've thrown the kitchen sink at us, and we've only attacked it in every single way imaginable.
Danny, you're the best. It's always fun to talk to you. Thank you, brother.
So much,
Thanks for coming by.